Now it's time to start the discussion about shared preferences, because as you start building your app, you'll need to store data and you'll need to preserve that data even when the user leaves completed the app. And what tools you're going to use to store data depends on the amount of data that you want to store. So if you want to store just primitive data like an integer, a name, you will use shared preferences to store that data. But if you want to store a large amount of data like a list of contacts or something else, you'll need to use a SQLite database, and we're going to use the SQLite databases in the next videos. And now we're going to start a discussion about shared preferences. And first I'm going to go inside activity main. I will change this constraint layout to a linear layout. I'm going to pass an orientation of vertical. I'm going to delete this text view. I'm going to type gravity center, and here I will put an edit text, match parent, wrap content, and it's going to have an ID, edit text, let's say edit text message. Then I will go down here, I will add a button, match parent, wrap content for the height, it's gonna have an ID, save button is gonna be the ID, and for the edit text let's also pass a hint. So hint, enter a message. Let's extract the string resource, and for the button text I'm gonna put the text save, and also gonna extract the string resource. So we're gonna create the string resource. And down here I'll put a text view where we're going to display our message. Text view, wrap content for the width and height. Let's put a text size of 20 sp, and it's going to have an ID, text view, message. Now I'm going inside main activity. I'll create some variables. So I'm going to type it private, latent it var. The first one is going to be edit text message of type edit text. The next one is going to be private, latent it var, save button of type button not bundle. And the next one is going to be private, latent it var, text view. Let's type it actually like this, text view message of type text view. And we're also going to create our shared preferences. So I'll type here private, latent it var, shared pref of type shared preferences, and down here I'll type edit text message equals find view by ID r.id edit text message, save button equals find view by ID r.id save button, and text view message equals find view by ID r.id text view message. I'll type save button set on click listener, because we're gonna here we're gonna add our logic, and here I will type let's call it my prefs. So let's change this name to my prefs, and I will type here my prefs equals, and here I will type get shared preferences, and choose this one with the name and the string, and the name is gonna be, let's create a name above here. So I'm gonna type here private latent var, actually let's call it private val, let's call it pref name, and it's gonna be my pref, and I will put here pref. This is gonna be the file, the name of the file. This is what we are passing here. So I'm gonna type pref name, and next we need to pass the mode, and 0 means that this is accessible. So I'm gonna put 0. Next we need to type, and I will type here val editor equals my pref dot edit, and the editor is going to be used to add our data. So I'm going to put here editor, and the data is put using key value pairs. So I'm going to put dot put string, and it's going to have the key message, and the value is going to be edit text message dot text dot to string. And next we need to type editor dot commit, and down here inside I'll type here val prefs equals, because we need to retrieve this data, get shared preferences, the name prefs name, the mode, which is gonna be 0, and down here I'll type if prefs that contains message, only then we're gonna get our message. So I'm gonna type val message equals prefs dot get string message, and a default value, which is if let's say if the message doesn't exist, I'm gonna put here not found. Then I'll type text view message text dot text equals to message. Now before I do this, let's comment this code. So let me see. So let's comment all of this code. And let's go to device manager. Let's wipe our data to make sure that the emulator is gonna work. Let's wipe data for the second emulator. Now if I run our app, because I want to show you how the data is not preserved when we leave our app, and then I'm going to show you how data is preserved using the shared preferences. So now we wait a little bit until our emulator starts. But first let me uncomment this code. So let's uncomment this code, and let's comment only this code. And let's type here, let's press Ctrl Z, and let's type here, I will type text view, wait for suggestion, message dot text equals to, and here I'll type edit text message dot text dot to string. Now if I run our app again, I will type here a message. Let's say my name is Alex. If I click on save, we get the text view, my name is Alex. But if I leave this up, so if I leave this up, let's first try for using the back button, and I go back, our data is gone. So the data is not conserved, because when we leave our app, the data was wiped out. So this is why we didn't preserve data. But if I delete this, and if I uncomment this code, and this code also, let's make the button wrap content because it's too big. So let's put wrap content. So now let's run our app now using the shared preferences to see how data is preserved now. So I'll type here my name is Alexandru or Alexander, and if I click on save, we didn't got anything. But if I leave the app and if I open the app again, you get my name is Alexandru, because now this code is called here. So you get my name is Alexandru, and now the data is preserved. If I leave the app, open the app again, the data is preserved. If I completely remove the app from the app list, and if I, so let's run the emulator again. For whatever reason it disappears when I scroll up. Let's try to with the second emulator. But you got the idea. The data is preserved when you use share preferences, even if you leave the app, even if the app is completely destroyed. Alright, I will type here my name is Alexandru. Click on save. Now let's leave the app. Now let's open the app back. Now we have the text, my name is Alexandru. And if I remove this app from the app list, and now if I search, actually for whatever reason when I scroll up, the emulator disappears. But the idea is that data is gonna be preserved no matter what we do with the app. So if you leave the app completely from the app list, it's gonna be, the data is still gonna be preserved because it's preserved in these shared preferences. Now I'm gonna end this video here and see you in the next video.